Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 3 of our Officer Guide series. In the last episode, we talked about the ranks, and before that, we talked about the organization of a company. But we're going to move on to our drill section. I wasn't really sure what else to put in my introduction videos, or to make another introduction video, so we're just going to be switching over to drills. Once again, we'll be on drills for a little bit, and then we'll go to combat, and then tactics in combat, which will probably be our longest and most interesting section, I should say. So first and foremost, I want to discuss why drills are important. You may ask on this game, why should I drill? Why should, my company drill? If I have a company, let's just go out and fight. And you can if you want, but the fact is the drill will give you invaluable information and invaluable skills in War of Rights. If you go out with an inexperienced company, it's going to be a clusterfuck. You're going to lose men, no one's going to listen, or it's going to be hard to listen. And that's where drills come in. Drills will help you greatly in improving the cohesion I am sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the cohesion of a company. It'll help with that in drilling. Basically, just your men working together to succeed. Along with that, it'll strengthen the officer's skills, your skills. Again, this guide is oriented towards officers. It will help your skills in leading men and learning how to properly lead them. And that's a very important part of leading in War of Rights. The beginning of a drill, especially with new recruits and a fresh company, the beginning of the drill should always begin by forming the men up into one rank. Now, one rank is simply one line with men standing shoulder to shoulder next to each other. To form up a line, to form up a rank to begin a drill, you want this rank to be perfect. You want this rank so that everyone is lined up nice and pretty, and that they can do it again. The objective behind this is to teach your men following your orders and figuring out how to do it. So, when forming up a company, what will happen is once all your men get into server, what you will do is you'll instruct your sergeant or your highest ranking NCO, which will probably be a sergeant. You will instruct them to fall in at a specific spot, usually on the Union drill camp, as you can see I'm at. They will fall in behind you, behind me, where I am currently. Normally, when you tell your NCO to fall in, they will fall in a few paces in front of you. That's what you do. Now, as you can see in this diagram here, this nice, beautifully drawn diagram, if I do say so myself, the circle with that looks kind of like a window, that's your sergeant. What you simply want to do is, or your NCO, I should say, highest ranking. After the NCO is fallen in, you will tell your men, you will order them to company, fall in to the left of the sergeant. Your men will then be instructed to move in and line themselves up to the left shoulder of the sergeant. What you are to tell your men, to look down at their feet, look down at their toes, and align their toes with the man to the right of them. You should also tell them that they will almost be touching the man to their right. They're supposed to be that close. That is how it is done. After they have fallen in, they are automatically to order their weapons, which is F6. Now, you have to tell them ahead of time, especially in the first drill. You want to tell them what's going on. You need to walk them through it step by step, because chances are they're going to screw it up a lot. So you need to walk it through them step by step. And that is how your first rank is formed. Now, Before you start drilling, it is important that you understand how your men should be acting during drills. And this depends on what kind of company you want to lead. If you wish to lead just a easy company where your men just kind of show up, you do some random drills, and you go into combat, then don't focus on this part. But I don't suggest that as the best idea. Personally, I like to keep a pretty good discipline during the drills, keeping the men just in order during the drills, and then keeping them in order in combat, but being much more lax with them. So in drills, you're to explain to your men. Now, again, you're supposed to explain all these things I'm telling you to your men, so is that they know what they're doing. Remember, a lot of them are new to the game. They'll have no idea what they're doing. You have to teach them this. Heck, you might be new to the game, and I'm teaching you this. But your men should essentially be, you should tell them that when they fall in, they are to be silent. They are not to speak without permission to. And that they should keep their... Now remember, when you fall in, your men will be at order arms. You will tell them to face to the front and do not look around whatsoever. You are to maintain this type of discipline throughout the rest of the drill. You are to keep them silent. You are to even, during drills, you are to answer questions, though. If they ask to speak, if they ask for permission to speak, you should grant it and listen to what they have to say. Now, not everyone's going to listen to you. And so you typically will have to you'll have to take a disciplinary action against the person. And this all varies. If a person's just being an asshole and they keep talking, you keep telling them to be quiet, and they're quiet for a little bit, then they talk more. You warn them. You tell them, there will be consequences. Stop talking. If they don't, now you're most likely going to be talking via Discord if you have a company. So I would suggest muting the person. No one can hear him, and he's not that big of a nuisance. If you're just in-game, just mute him in-game as well. Just hover your mouse over the mute key in the server list and just mute him. Otherwise, I'd say disciplinary action is up to your discretion, what you believe and how you lead a company. I'm not going to tell you exactly how to do it, but I would suggest that if a person is just constantly refusing your orders and not listening, just kick him out of the company. You don't want those kind of men in your company. And I would say that wraps up this introduction to drills. Next time we'll have a lot more diagrams, a lot more beautiful screenshots, and yeah, hopefully it'll be good. This one is again mainly just me talking, but I just wanted to get this across, and I think it's important for officers that are going to be leading drills to know this information. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a pleasant afternoon, and I will see you next time.